I think you'll find, sir, that there will come a time when black people wake up and become intellectually independent enough to think for themselves, as other humans are intellectually independent enough to think for themselves. Then the black man will think like a black man. And he will feel for other black people. And this new thinking and feeling will cause black people to stick together. And then at that point, you'll have a situation where when you attack one black man, you are attacking all black men. And this type of black thinking will cause all black people to stick together. There's something that the black man has to bring an end to himself.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. How y'all doing today? Can y'all tell I'm shy? Because you know what? This is almost like the second place where I've seen a lot of men. Right? First things first, I would like to thank you guys for just showing up. Right? Thank you for showing up. Secondly, I'm gonna give you guys a challenge. I'm gonna give you a challenge. I know everyone may have come with 2s, 3s, a truck full, a car full. But my challenge to you, our challenge to you, is get to know somebody that you don't know before Sunday. Because at the end of the day, I ask every one of you, who knew you? And you know what the answer should be? No one. All right? This is my challenge to you as men.
My name is Mario Roll. I am from Dartmouth. I'm a board member for Winds of Change. I'm actually the co-chair. This project initiative, like our baby, it started back in, I would say, 2022. What the initiative is to bring various issues, we call it the social determinants of health, to the forefront. These are some things that men, in particular men of African descent, don't talk about. I'm gonna call Devon Bundy here, and he's gonna say some words.
You guys didn't clap for me? So I called up some friends I knew that were interested, Jude Gleick, Mario, Dr. Ron, and a few others, and said, let's put this retreat together. There's really a need for Black men's health and to address these issues and create space where people can come together and have a conversation about the different issues that affect Black men's health, especially when it comes to mental health. So, had the first one, super successful, had about 47, 48 guys attend. Attempted it again, had some roadblocks, and then said, this year, let's revisit it. Called up the same guys, added a few extra that, share the same kind of vision and kind of same thoughts as I do, and said, let's get this going. How can we make this bigger and better? I want this to be a safe space. It's really informal. Just get to know each other. Feel free to share. Let's leave our judgment at the door, folks. What's said here, it stays in, right?
Amen.
It's an opportunity for us to do something different.
So, before I go into the official piece, I every time I travel, I always like to travel with sound guests. And a few folks, few brothers were asking me about this at the table that I first sat in. So, what I have here with me is a stool, but it's not an ordinary stool. So this is a stool from the Ashanti people of Ghana. And in that culture, everything they do, everything they carve, everything they paint, everything they draw will send a message. So it's a form of communication. So this tool has significance. According to the Ashanti people, so this tool has connectivity to your identity to who you are. So it is believed that every individual that sits on this stool connects with the stool. So the stool essentially becomes an extension of who you are. So according to their tradition, it is believed that this stool has a great influence on leadership. Okay? And the stool is also carved in different sizes. So which means it's got a one size fits all.
Listen with your heart and not your head. That's what's up. Make a new connection. Let's be intentional about this weekend, gentlemen. And we're going to try to put you in a position where you're connected with people that you might not know. Invest yourself in those interactions if you can. Be real about what you need. We've already spoken to that a bit. Take one thing with you. At least one thing with you this weekend. And this is the big one, man. You've already done it. You've shown up. Listen, there's the NFL draft this weekend. Lakers are playing tonight. Right? Montreal is playing tonight. Many of us got yard work that we could be doing. Right? We got grandchildren and children, nephews, whatever. But we're all here. So y'all need to celebrate that, man.
My name is Jude Clake. I hail from Truro, Nova Scotia. And my role, I guess, in the Wellness Summit is being a member of the working committee or the working group. We've been underserviced in this regard, and many Black men have been apprehensive to engage in these types of conversations. But what we have found is that if we create the space, brothers are more than willing to actively participate in these difficult and uncomfortable conversations many times.
Why I'm here. We're gonna ask you to connect with 2 other brothers that you do not know and answer 2 questions. What brought you here today? And what's something you want other Black men here to know about you? Individuals.
My name's Stephen Milton. I was born in Lucasville, Nova Scotia, back in 1958. My roots are from Sackville, live in Clyburn Road, another Black community. I live in Hammers Plains. Our family roots are from down in Windsor, and our family's been over here since 1783 on my mother's side. I was here the first one 2 years ago, and for me it was a necessity. Where I live at right now, there are probably about this many Black families, and I have nobody to talk to. I have no peers. I'm from Nova Scotia, so for a while when I moved to New Brunswick, I was coming back here every month to get my Blackness up to where it should be. But I'm getting older and I can't drive all the time. And I know Jude, and I lived in Truro for a while, and I know these guys, and they mentioned this summit, and it felt like it was calling to me that I should be here. So I'm glad I made the trip 2 years ago, and I'm glad I made the trip now.
Once the conference was put together, what we did is we did surveys. The men who attended, like every year, the men increased. In 2022, we had about almost close to 300 men that attended the Black Men's Conference. And so a lot of men, they started to talk about what's next. Devon Bundy, along with Jude Clark, they came up with what's next. They wanted to do a retreat where men can get together over the weekend, not just one day, to focus on these various social determinants of health.
Like, I think you'll hear this, it will be a theme throughout, is men really talking about having this opportunity to discuss issues that that they've been thinking about, that they've been dealing with, and having that safe space to do so with respect and grace. So I think that's been the biggest thing I've seen and heard. Brothers are actively engaged, showing vulnerability and courage in sharing personal experiences. There's been intergenerational conversations around wellness in terms of tools and strategies to live and be better.
Even though I'm not someone who enjoys meditation, just being able to see that everyone in the room was present in the moment, even if they themselves were not like truly into it. The fact that everyone, took it with grace and tried it out as a family. We pushed through it. We're in it together, and even if I don't want to do this certain thing, I'm going to do it to participate and be actively involved in what we're doing here today.
Was this your first experience with meditation or with sound bath? Yeah. You hear about sound bath? Yes. What I mean? Yeah. So what about that? What are your thoughts? Soothing. Say it again? Very soothing. Soothing is a word that came up. Relaxing. Calming.
Peaceful.
Knockout. Yeah. Did anybody have a hard time staying in it? Sitting still? Would you do it again? Yeah. See, I know. So meditation doesn't have to look like what we may envision it to be. Legs crossed, on the floor, hand lit aside, right? It can be while we're walking, be while we're laying in bed. See those quiet moments when you're at the gym.
How was yesterday? Today we want to get more involved, right? We want you to get more involved. We want you to talk. Today is going to be a little bit more intimate. Not, I'm going to kiss you. No, that's not intimate. We're going to be intimate as, you know what, brother? I know what you're saying. I know what you're going through. We want to be intimate with our conversation, all right? No wrong answer. No answer is a wrong answer. That's a person's opinion and assumption. And if the person is trying to talk, don't bash that person. No, you don't do it like that. You do it like this, right? Let's be mindful. Let's be kind to ourselves, most importantly, and let's be kind to each other.
Something that I saw that stood out yesterday was I saw black men, intergenerational, telling each other that they're proud of her. And I don't know, it just brought a huge smile to my face. Lydia, just to see that. I seen stay to anybody personally, like, wow, that's great. I just sort of made a note of it, but it stood out.
All right, let's welcome Mr. Rungare.
The question is it possible to leave a relationship in a healthy way?
Yes.
And I'd say yes, but I think that there's a biblical principle that says something like, as much as is possible for you, live peaceably with all men. Which suggests that you can only control your side of the equation, right? So if you want to squash a beef with someone and they don't want to squash the beef with you, the beef continues, but it's not on you, right? Yes.
You represent something with pastors. All pastors does repeat that. Person that's in a relationship, be around by the government, should stay in it.
Absolutely.
There's a point.
Exactly. Yeah. That no one should stay in a violent relationship.
Some people believe.
Yeah, absolutely.
From adolescence to adulthood, I think that was my favorite session, only because of how it had so many layers. And we've grown into a society that makes it seem like we can take off being an adult. But to be honest, once you hit a certain age, once you get responsibilities, and then once you get careers, and whether you have little people to take care of or not, you have no choice in life to become an adult. When you choose to do it, it's obviously up to you. I wouldn't say I had a lack of understanding. I wasn't aware of so many layers that it provided. So that was one of my very favorite sessions to be a part of, because it lasted for 3 hours. Everybody was conversating well. Everyone had good questions and great answers, and there was very good feedback. I took a lot of notes. To me, it's just being a mature adult. I don't think there needs to be a verb for it, but that's where we are today. So that was my favorite session.
In order to have a successful relationship, you have to have a deep understanding of yourself and your own needs. If you don't know your needs, you can't engage in the cycle. If you don't know who you are, you're not showing up. You have to have the capacity and the vocabulary to communicate your needs. You need to embrace and do not resent the challenges that are in your life. Get up every day to meet those challenges and celebrate yourself, whether you succeed or fail every single day. Sex in a relationship does naturally wax and wane. Goes up and down, kind of like your sleep cycles over the year, you know? I sleep in the wintertime, I sleep a little more deeply. In the spring, I'm up at 4 a.m., you know? It goes like that. Sex goes like that too in a relationship. Sometimes, boy, you're having sex 2-3 times a day. Sometimes you're having sex, 2 or 3 times a week. Sometimes 2 or 3 times a month. Sometimes a little less. But you should be able to talk about your need in your relationship. The biology of women is wired different than the biology of men. And so for a woman to have quiescence in sexual intimacy requires more time and attention and emotional presence than a man's need.
Mental health issues undiagnosed. Bipolar disorder, ADD, OCD, all of these problems that never get addressed. And I've had the experience so many times where a brother will come in and say, my wife says I got ADD. And guess what? They're right most of the time. But things that are not addressed that interfere with intimacy.
Yeah. Like for me, I am a therapist. When you come in to see me, it's me targeting that whole individual. That individual might come in with a mental health issue, but what caused that mental health issue? Let's just say come in with anger. What caused that anger? Right? It could be adverse childhood experiences. We call it ACE, where he, she, they, them might have experienced something when they were young. Right? So for me, I reflect on that. Right? Because things that used to happen to me, I thought that, hey, this is good. But then, when I reflect, I'm like, whoa, this isn't good. People ask me, what holistic mean to me. It means targeting the whole person.
I hope this has been useful.
Obviously, as you're building your estate, you are going to incur some capital gains upon death.
And if you do find yourself in a situation, if you sit down with me or somebody else and you calculate what those capital gains would be under your death.
In my practice, what high net worth people do in order to cover those capital gains is set up an insurance plan to make sure that the heirs don't have to take it from your estate to cover those taxes, the 40% that Clinton was talking about the government might take. Having proper insurance in place covers that off so that your heirs get all the assets that you intended to pass on to them. That's how you create and generate and pass on that generational wealth. And that's what wealthy people do, is cover that off with an insurance plan.
When it comes to, I guess, partnering with your friends, because I do believe that me and my brothers could be able to do that type of thing. But I know that it's not just as simple as just taking the $5,000 and walking into the bank and saying, we're trying to do something. So what are like the legal ramifications of that? Because I know that it has to be divided in a legal type of way. They say, like, if you guys want to walk over wherever, that he takes his percentage of whatever it is. Like, so do we have to sign up a partnership, or what does that look like?
So a couple of things. First is, I text Ronald, I asked him sorry to put you on the spot, Ron. I text him, I asked him some information, and I told him, I'm going to see a lawyer and all this stuff, and his text back, bro, is everything okay? I'm like, what, bro? I gotta get these things in place. What if I drop it? What if I get on the highway and get sideswiped, and then our assets are all just, you know what I mean? Like, we got shit to do. And he's like, okay, yeah, true. All right, yeah, handle that. Everybody there was like, first thing he's like, are you thinking suicidal or something? I'm like, no. This covering our ass. But another thing too is, with us, we're all working hard and have our own money, so that, contributes to, we have an understanding of what the end goal is. So none of us are trying to get rich and put this money quickly. We understand that this is a lifelong investment.
To be completely honest, everything is really individual, but I will say I am a very big believer that faith is a beautiful thing, but having faith in people with money needs to be properly done. Because at the end of the day, we've all seen family members, we've all seen people who we never would have thought fight or get upset or argue.
Yes, sir.
When it comes to money, they can be, my father is, people know, no disrespect to anyone, but outside of Jesus, the best man that's ever walked the face of the earth, in my opinion. But every time that we do something, I count the money in front of him, and he takes it, or so forth. And it's not because I don't trust him, he doesn't trust me. It's because there's no room in my life for there to be conflict over money. So just like Devon said, everything that's being done can be done very simply and easily with the right people in place. Where a lot of people fall short is they want to take the shortcut and not pay a small price now for the security of a lot later. So if it means involving an accountant, if it means involving a lawyer, those prices are minuscule in comparison to what could happen if they're not involved. So that's my take typically on it.
Come on in, gentlemen. Come down the drum. Let's go. Come on in. Join the church. Join the circle.
So we're going to try in a very short period of time to have a drum circle, of which we started. The first thing is to recognize that you're playing on drums that are older than you. Okay. And these drums have traveled a long way from what we would call Africa. And there's three pieces that have made up these drums called djembes. There's the skin, there's the wood itself, and then there's the strings. And you need to honor the drum because the drum is trying to make a connection with all those ancestral spirits. So there's something that you have to do before you actually play the drum, and that is to have a relationship.
All right, so for starters, if you have a djembe, pull it close towards you, and you want to tilt it away. So instead of having it this way, tilt it away, and you keep your legs to kind of hold it where it's at. Depending on size, might be a little bit tricky, but as long as you can get here, that's good, because that's where the sound's going to come in. It's from underneath. So when you're playing, we want to make sure that our hands are like nice and loose. We're not like super rigid or stiff. So whenever you're playing, make sure that you're not like flexing your palm forward. Keep everything nice and loose. So for the bass, you want to hit your hand in the center, and you don't want to just leave it there. You want to let it naturally bounce off.
say, oh, the drum is out of tune, that's because the person who's playing it isn't in sync. But I can tell you that every one of you guys, you were listening to the drum, and the drum was listening to you. So you had good vibes. So thank you. We got to put the drums to sleep. In order to put the drum to sleep, you just got to put it down because they need rest. And then that'll allow us to try to figure out which drums go where. But thanks for letting Robert and Khalifa and I come down and hang out with you guys.
Yo, on behalf of the brothers who have convened here this weekend, thank you to the Down Home Drummers. That was pretty dope.
All right, everybody, as the ancestors would like, we have to say Ashe, Ashe all together. 1, 2, 3. Ashe, Ashe!
Waiting for the train. Hey, my tears are falling like the pouring rain. How long? How long? Baby, how long? You're gonna be sorry. You feel so sad. You miss the good times that we once had. How long? How long? How long? How long? Baby, how long? Oh, yeah. How long? Yes. Baby, how long?
Morning, brother.
Morning, brother.
How many of you were hurt a long time ago? How many of us still deal with some of that hurt? So we're carrying stuff around and don't want to forgive somebody. I'm gonna show an example with my good friend and mentor, Mr. Thompson. Can I borrow you for a second? Please come up here for a second. We talked about this last night. This iPad represents unforgiveness. Mr. Thompson did something or said something to me 15 years ago. For 15 years, I've been holding unforgiveness against him. And Mr. Thompson, go about your life doing everything you got to do. Just walk around a little bit. If he go doing his thing, I can't truly do my thing because I'm too busy holding unforgiveness against him. And he don't have a care. But he could put both, he just pointed, he could put both hands up if he wanted. I can't put both hands up because I'm busy using one hand to hold unforgiveness against him. Can't be truly productive. I can't even go on my own journey because, I got to be right here holding this unforgiveness against him. Now watch this. Now I come over here to the front and I say to Mr. Thompson, I forgive you. Mr. Thompson, you walk over that way, I can go on about my business. I wanted to say this, and I'm going to step back here and sit down. I want you to say this. As a matter of fact, I want you to sing. I want you to find a brother. And here's what I want you to say to him. I want you to say this. Say, brother, thank you for being here. Thank you for being an impact in my life. I appreciate you. I respect you. I honor you. And I love you. Amen. This is what I want you to say. It's very simple, but very powerful. I don't care.
I don't care
what I went through yesterday. Today. Oh, come on, you got to say it with some unction. Today. It's the first day. Of the best of my life. I will win. And not lose. I prosper. In all things.
all things.
I come from royalty.
I come from royalty.
And I'm destined to go back to royalty. Today, I reign. As a king. With kings. Today is the first day. Of the best. Of my life. Now listen to this before you sit down. Kings don't kill kings. Peasants kill peasants. Kings greet each other and marry queens.
Mentorship is important. You're gonna leave here today. Before you leave, introduce yourself to someone that you don't know. When I'm in a room filled with people, I target the most quiet person because I don't know what they're thinking. We talk about change. We talk about being our brother's keeper. Change starts with us.
You'll learn how to be or learn how to connect like a black man, and not many people are able to really understand that or put that into perspective, because some don't have fathers, some don't have parents at all, and they don't know what that looks like. So coming here, you meet a lot of these male role models who simply teach you just by being there with their presence. They teach you how to be a man, what a man can look like, what a man speaks, how you interact with other people. That's something that's really taught me as with my time here, and I hope that younger people or people in general who come here through the next meet will also encounter that.
This is my top up. This is me coming back to my roots. I have nobody to talk to. This morning, I done a lot of talking yesterday, but this morning, I sat over there by myself. You know how we all look for our space, our peace? I'm gonna take that part when I go back home. I'm gonna keep that in here for a long time. It'll never ever completely dissipate, but when I come back home, I don't gotta get topped up all the way up here anymore. These events only make me have to get topped up from here. That's it.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, gentlemen. You guys are doing a great job, by the way.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Variation on the theme of flying. And if not in this place, then where will the black notes lift out of my beaten body and find voice in the refusing air? And if not in these feet, then in whose feet will the journey be made through the roughness and a new route to freedom be found again? And if not in this mouth, then in whose mouth will my history be rescued from oblivion and its story be told with beauty once again? I offer these dark hands to lift up what you seek to deny. I offer this soiled history to set a new stage. I offer this wounded dream to feed the mind's hunger. Go forth, make life glorious.
We've been through hell together. We've seen everything. We felt all kind of pain now. It's the reason why we sing goodbye to our darkest days. Don't cry. This is why I say we're gonna be alright. We'll get through this together. Through any kind of fight, through any kind of weather, we'll come out on the other side. No matter what we're wearing, running directly through the fire. That's how it goes.
Not trying to be good, trying to be great. Think I'm on top now, huh? Just wait, I'm just trying to be good. Be good, be good, be good. Not trying to be good, trying to be great. Yeah, that ain't no mistake. I'm just trying to be good. Be good, be good, be good. Not trying to be good, trying to be great. Think I'm on top now, huh? Just wait, I'm just trying to be good.